What's up, gamers? It's Proto, and welcome to another episode of Like or Dislike, where I look at some of the latest games that come out. I give you a synapse of the story, tell you about my pros and cons, and just my own experience after playing the game while showing you some gameplay all at the same time. And today, we are looking at Minecraft Dungeon. Now, this is a top-down Diablo-like game set in the Minecraft world, and it balances both of them pretty well. Now, storyline-wise, a villager is shunned from society and obtains a power that corrupts him and makes him evil. And with his new power, he begins enslaving villages and taking over the Minecraft world. Now, you play as a hero that helps fight back against him and begins freeing the people and bringing him down and stopping him. Now, you travel around a Minecraft-like world, going to different areas, fighting, freeing people, and getting new gear. Now, if you play Minecraft, you will recognize some of the enemies. Now, the enemies, surprisingly, there's a good variety of them when you fight them. Some use long range weapons, some use up close, some buff other enemies, and it all depends. And it gets interesting when you're fighting a group of them because they'll work together to take you down. So that definitely makes it, every interaction that you fight them, different, especially when you've got a group of mix-up. Now, just like the name says, you have dungeons that you can do runs in for better gear and weapons to fight. And you can find these dungeons by finding secret locations while you're doing missions. When you find them, you can do the runs, you can do a difficulty higher to get better gear. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing the runs though. Now, the gear system is not extremely in-depth, but you get the concept of equipping better gear, upgrading weapons, using summons, using buffs, and etc. Now, you can find gear with a different role, so you can grind to find a certain weapon with a certain perk you want. Like for me, I found a bow that heals me after so many hits on a target. And I buffed that because that comes in handy if I'm low on health and waiting for my health potion to recharge. I can hit somebody from a distance with a couple of arrows and start getting my health back up. But that's one unique thing about it I really like, that the roles with every weapons are different. And just like any looter shooter type of game, you've got rarities. You got common, uncommon, rare, legendary. So depending on what you're looking for, you can find the roles and get what you want. Now, every time you level up, you get points to upgrade weapons and armor. And if you find something better, you can scrap the older stuff that you equipped it for and get those points back to use. I thought that was a pretty cool thing because in some games like this, once you use it and you scrap it, that's it. You don't get it back. But I thought that was real nice that they could do that. Because there were several times I found like certain gear that I like, and I would scrap older gear and just put the points to it to make it stronger. So kudos for that one. Now, you can play up to a party of 4, and the missions can get very lengthy, even if you're playing solo, but they do reward you for taking the time to explore the maps. Each mission could probably run you about maybe 10 to 15 minutes if you're taking your time to go through everything, but like I said, they make it worth you exploring. You'll find unique gear, weapons, better stuff. Like I said, you'll find secret dungeons that you can do raids in, and that's definitely fun if you're looking for that. Now, unfortunately, you can't customize your player. You will have to use a preset skin they already have, but this game will be good for someone that loves Minecraft. If you want a simple version of a dungeon running type game to understand the basics before you get into a very in-depth one, I would recommend this. And like I said, they did balance it out pretty well. And that's pretty much the end of the review. That being said, let's do the pros versus the cons. Let's start off with the pros. First one we're going to talk about is the combat. The combat is a lot of fun to me. You have because you have a melee weapon and you have a ranged weapon. Each one works differently, each one attacks differently, so you can find weapons that you like, you can play around with weapons. And I definitely like that. Like I said, you fight different groups of enemies, you can be fighting the same enemy for a while, you can be fighting a mix-up. And they fight different, so sometimes you gotta use tactics different. Sometimes you wanna hit them from a distance before you go in. Sometimes you wanna hit that ranged people and take them out and then go in for the melee people. So I definitely like the combat. Now, the next pro we're going to look at is the gear system. Now, for this being a dungeon crawler game, I didn't expect it to be very in-depth, but the gear system works out pretty well. Like I said, you get an understanding of how dungeon run type games work. You have gear that you can put on, gives you better buffs, gives you better armor, better health. You have artifacts that give you buffs that can negate enemy attacks. And like I said, it teaches you the basics. So if you really want to get into a real one like Diablo or another one that has an in-depth system, like a tree-like system or anything like that, you understand the basics playing this. And the last pro we're going to look at is the difficulty. Whether you're playing it solo or playing with friends, you can always rank up the difficulty, and that gives you high rewards. So it's always something worth looking into. If you're trying to get the better gear so you can just blast through a mission, that's something to look into and to make it challenging. But I can definitely see this as a speed run. Trying to play it on the hardest difficulty, definitely a good thing. So the pros done, let's take a look at the cons. So the first con we're going to look at, the game can be short. Now it roughly took me about 7 to 8 hours to play in the game. So you can maybe beat the game in one sitting, maybe 2 sitting depending on how fast you played through it. So if you're just playing for completion, you will beat it, but you might feel unsatisfied because you beat it so fast. Now it looks like they're going to be adding some more levels to it, so they're going to be adding more content to it. But for right now, you got that in the dungeon runs, which is the name of the game. Now the second con we're going to look at, the missions are repetitive. Pretty much all the missions are around the same. You're freeing villagers, you're attacking enemies, you're destroying equipment of the enemy. Cut and paste, pretty much the same thing. What changes it up is you're doing it in different areas, different circumstances, different variety of enemies. You might fight some enemies on one map that you don't fight on another. But if you don't like the repetitiveness of it, that could be a fall for you. And the last con we're going to look at is you can't upgrade the gear. Now this was a real personal peeve to me because like I said, I play looter shooter type games all the time. And I love when you can find a certain weapon or gear you want and you can just upgrade it. Like you upgrade the rarity or you can roll it to give it different perks. I really wish they would have added that into it. That would definitely give the game a lot of replay value. If you can change the rarity of it or if you can re-roll the perks on it, it would definitely make a big difference on it. But if you don't want to play the game constantly over and over to get something better, that could be a fault on you. And that's pretty much the pros and cons. Overall, I have to give the game a like. I've never really played the Minecraft games. I know about it. I watch videos all the time on it. Just never been something I got into. So it's interesting to see it like this. But like I said, it was a good balance of Minecraft and Diablo style gameplay. So kudos to me. Very good job. I hope you guys keep supporting this because I can see it turning into something very blown out. Improve the gear system, let you upgrade stuff, let you roll perks. You can keep people playing it for a long time. But that's just my thoughts on it. But let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. If you got the game, let me know what you like and what you don't like about it. If you're thinking about getting it, if this video helped you, drop me a like. That lets me know you guys enjoy it. Know I can help somebody out, and I'll keep on working on more reviews. If there's a certain game you want me to review, hit me in the comments or hit me up on Twitter and let me know. But that's about it. Now, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I talk about stuff going on in the gaming and tech world. I do reviews on some of the latest gaming tech that's out. I do top 10 new games coming out every month and so much more. Make sure to follow the social media pages so you can keep up to date with what's going on if you want to reach out to me. I love talking about gaming, so don't be afraid to hit me up. You can catch me streaming on Twitch. I play indie, PC, console games, you name it. I just love playing, love talking to people. Even though sometimes I can get a little distracted into the game, but I just love having conversations with people while I'm streaming. So make sure to hit me up on there. Make sure you follow so when I go live, you see me. But this is Proto, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.